the Gucci Mane Guide to Greatness that I did with Gucci Mane, we talk about Lamar Jackson because Gucci liked Lamar's quote, "Nobody cares, work harder." And that's the shirt I've been trying to buy, but black is always sold out on his website.
Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria, Victron V12, Lady V. You're here with V Sports for an episode of Jersey Talk. I'm really excited. Today we have a really special guest, Soren Baker. Welcome, Soren.
Thanks for having me, Victoria. Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Soren is an OG. If you don't know, he's a veteran hip-hop journalist. He's a hip-hop encyclopedia. But he also is super into sports. He knows a lot about the Baltimore Ravens. He's written books about the Ravens. Soren, what got you into sports in the first place?
Well, it's because I played a lot of sports. My mom, in particular, played a lot of sports. She played college basketball, and then my dad liked watching sports. He was more of a viewer once he got a little bit older, but both of them really loved sports and were into supporting my brothers and me as we grew up, and took us to all the practices and games and different things. And then I also covered, as a journalist, the women's volleyball team at Xavier University, and I also covered the men's basketball team sometimes. That was the big ticket in town, so it wasn't my focus, so I didn't get to do a whole lot, but I did take a lot of pictures for our school newspaper, the Xavier Newswire. So that was exciting. And I grew up at the time, the Washington football team. My mom was born in Washington, D.C., and then grew up basically a mile away from D.C. So she grew up a Washington football team fan, and then I did too. But when Dan Snyder bought the team and the Ravens came to town, I said, you know what? I don't like this Dan Snyder and what he's doing, so let me ride with the other team, the Ravens. And then I grew up an Orioles fan. And from everything I can tell, that's why I love orange, because they used to have so much orange in their jerseys. And I played t-ball and baseball and for several years and up into school and stuff. So I developed my love for orange, and then with the Ravens, thanks to my friend Shawnee Johnson, who told me about the NFL Sunday Ticket and got me back into watching football on a religious basis.
For sure, for sure. And I know LA teams, you do have a few LA teams you root for, the Dodgers and the Clippers, actually. Did that happen when you moved here to LA, or how did you grow to be a fan of those teams?
Well, the Dodgers, my dad and my Uncle Dion are lifelong Dodger fans. So through them, I grew to love and appreciate the Dodgers. And then we'll get to one of my jerseys I have for the Dodgers back there. And then the Clippers I like because one of my friends used to give me tickets to a lot of basketball games. So I saw a lot of Lakers and Clippers games, but I've never liked the Lakers. I grew up liking at the time, Washington Bullets and the Boston Celtics, because when I was growing up, we went one of the few Bullets games I went to with my dad. He told me, hey, look at these pennants. You can get two, but don't get two of the Bullets. Just pick another team. And I just looked at all the logos, and the Celtics was the one I liked the best. So it was as random as that.
Awesome. Well, I will let you take it over and go ahead. Let's see what you got.
I have a Lamar Jackson shirt because when Lamar was rising to fame, I had tried to buy his jersey multiple times, but it was always sold out. So I got myself a stack of Lamar shirts, this being one of them. And I have, at the minimum, 3, but I think I even have more than that. So I have a purple, I have a black, and then I have a picture of him sitting on the bench from the Bengals game when he did the 360 run, and he's wearing the glasses. So I have that. And then I've been trying to buy some shirts from his website, but they're always sold out too. So hopefully I can get that too. Because I mentioned one of Lamar's quotes in my book, The Gucci Mane Guide to Greatness, that I did with Gucci Mane. We talk about Lamar Jackson because Gucci liked Lamar's quote, "Nobody cares, work harder." And that's the shirt I've been trying to buy, but black is always sold out on his website. So I haven't been able to, or at least in my size, I haven't been able to get it yet. But with no further ado, let's get to some of the jerseys I do have. So we have Joe Flacco. My dad gave me this jersey because he isn't. My dad loves the Ravens, but my dad likes the Ravens, I should say. I love the Ravens. So this is a purple Joe Flacco jersey. Obviously, no longer with the team, but this season, due to his play with the Jets, he moved into number 20, I believe, all time in passing yards. So I always liked and appreciated Flacco and thought he was, one of the best quarterbacks when he was playing. Obviously, he won a Super Bowl and he has a lot of amazing accomplishments. And he was the first Ravens quarterback that they drafted that did extremely well. So I'll always enjoy, appreciate, and admire Flacco's accomplishments for the team. Then I have a black Ray Rice jersey, which, of course, he had a swift and unfortunate demise with the Ravens, but I keep that jersey because it's a reminder of the fact that people can make mistakes in their lives, and from all accounts, from what I've seen, he's turned his life around and has, from what I can tell, I don't know firsthand or anything, but from what I've seen, read, and the interviews and the times I've heard him and his wife speak, they moved past that and they seem to have a healthier, stronger, better relationship. And, I keep that jersey to remind me of, if you make a mistake, just try to do your best to move past it.
Do you wear that one?
I've actually never worn a Ray Rice jersey because I used to go to at least one game in person a year and I rotated through them.
Yeah.
But when he had his domestic violence thing was the year I was going to wear it. I kept it more for pre-domestic violence on the field. And then after that, the hopeful being able to learn from your mistakes and turn your life around. And if we are, as a society, if we're supposed to pay our debts to society and be forgiving and, learn from our mistakes, that's a reminder of that I keep because, everybody's going to make mistakes.
I think that's important to see athletes who do make mistakes and they pay their consequences and then they turn their lives around. I read Mike Vick's autobiography and it was really powerful to see he really seemed remorseful for what he did and he changed his life around.
So one thing I did try to do is my goal was to get every color of the Ravens jerseys. So I have the purple Flacco, the black Ray Rice, and now the practice jersey, the no contact Joe Flacco, because the first one I actually saw was a Troy Smith, but I didn't think that he was going to last long with the Ravens or play much because of Flacco. So I didn't get it, and I got Flacco. And initially that was going to be my only Flacco jersey just to keep it special. But then my dad gave me the one that he had only worn once or twice because he's like, Soren, you'll like this and wear it more than me, so why don't you just have it? So I said, thank you, Dad. I'll take it. And then next I have one of my unsung favorite Ravens, Haloti Ngata, the white Haloti Ngata jersey, because I was trying to just get all the colors. And Haloti Ngata was drafted in 2006 by the Ravens, and that was one of the best years in franchise history when Steve McNair, my next jersey, when they got Steve McNair, they went 13-3, and Haloti Ngata, that was his first year with the Ravens, and it was a phenomenal year. And that was the first year where I watched every snap of the Ravens, and I haven't missed a snap of their play since the 2005 season. So I've seen every snap. 2005, I think I saw 13 games, but since then I've seen every snap of the Ravens. In 2006, I said, I work really hard. I need at least one thing I can do that doesn't have much or anything to do with work, and it started there. And it just rekindled my love for watching football. I tell my daughter, Lauren, that as a kid, we used to watch the Washington football team more or less every Sunday, not 100%, but I'd say out of the 14-game season at the time, probably we watched 12 or 11 of them together. So I missed doing that and being able to do it with my friends. And now my daughter and my woman, Davita, now we do that together sometimes too. They usually drift off by the second quarter, but you know, they do watch it with me. So that's nice.
So if like a big interview with, I mean, you've interviewed, okay, a big interview with 50 Cent comes up like at the same time of the Ravens game. Would you take the Ravens game?
I would try to check other availability. Um, I really don't do much or anything when the Ravens are on because I have a lot of reasons for that. But the main one is I love watching the Ravens, and that's my primary main indulgence in my life is to watch them. So I really make a point to not do anything else while I'm watching when the Ravens are playing.
No, that's good. I think it's important to have boundaries and to treat yourself to things like that because especially in journalism, it's just a 24/7 like hustle, but I think that it's important to have those boundaries and those things we enjoy. So that's good.
So as the aforementioned Steve McNair, I have a black Steve McNair jersey because when he was at Alcorn State is when I was first getting familiar with Steve McNair, and I was a big fan of his. So I wanted to, support him, and I was very excited when he came to the Ravens because he, even from the stuff I knew about him from Alcorn State, and then when he played with the Oilers and then the Titans, I always admired him because he just was an incredible player. And then when he came to the Ravens, I was like, oh man, this is like a player I wish we would have had for 10 years. We probably would have won 2 or 3 Super Bowls with him and all this stuff. And then the 2006 season, they did phenomenally well, but then in 2007, he got hurt, and that ended up being his last season, unfortunately. And then Ravens drafted Flacco in 2008. So, but I really always enjoyed Steve McNair. So then, of course, a Ravens collection wouldn't be complete without, my favorite athlete, favorite player, Ray Lewis. So I got a purple Ray Lewis jersey. And that was my first jersey, and a special one because one of my friends actually got it so I could talk to Ray Lewis and have a mini relationship with him. So that was really cool because he's my favorite player. We're only born about a month apart, so that's also pretty awesome. Shout out to Juicy J, who I'm only 2 days apart from. But Ray Lewis, we're about a month apart, so that was awesome. And he was super nice talking to him. And I got to see one of my favorite Ray Lewis play memories was when they were playing the Chargers and he tackled Darren Sproles in the backfield to win the game to prohibit them. And it was just amazing.
No, I went to Miami and he's a Kane great. And why is he your favorite football player?
Well, I think the thing that always has impressed me about Ray Lewis is that his conditioning and his desire to win, his tackles almost always were like perfect to form. He always hit him with the shoulder. He never led with his helmet, or almost never. He never was in a weird position. It was always form, perfect tackling. And you could tell how much the game meant to him. And I also remember reading an article where people were so amazed that he had lasted so long in the league and this and that. And he said, look, they asked him what his workout regimen was. And he said, I don't have a workout regimen. I have a lifestyle. And that helped me understand about eating and about diet and about life. And that really re-energized and gave me good focus to, you got to eat better, exercise more, do all these different things because I wanted to be and still want to be at the top of my profession for as long as possible. I just always try to learn from people and try to take things from them that I can apply to my own life to make myself better. And Ray Lewis is somebody that I saw from those aspects that I was able to use. And then I just always loved the fact that he was so intense.
See who we are today. Let's be the Ravens.
Everybody's always like, oh, Soren, you're so laid back and everything. But the thing is, that's externally, I'm, calm and laid back and kind of low key. But internally, I want to be the best at my job. I want to be the best person. I want to be the best father, the best partner, all these type of things, best son I can be. So I look to different people to see how that are successful or that I admire or that I see are doing things what I deem to be the right way in that aspect of their life and try to like adopt and learn from them. And that's something that I was able to pick up from Ray Lewis. So then I have, like I said, my dad and my uncle's love of baseball led to these. I have these are a little older because I don't keep up with as much with baseball, but I got a Yasiel Puig Dodgers jersey, and I'm hearing he might go to the Orioles, so we'll see. And then Manny Machado Orioles as well, because I gotta represent for the Orioles, even though of course that's no longer active either. But I have a few more jerseys, but those are the ones that I wear / think about / use the most. So there we have it.
Very cool. No, you have quite the collection. I remember you'd wear them in the office sometimes, and you always had a story with them, and it's so cool to see. Yes, that's all. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about, or?
No, I'm just always glad when the Ravens do well. So that's exciting. And, I'm looking forward to, hopefully the 2021 football season will be getting back to normal. Hopefully with vaccine and society and everything, we'll be able to get back to where we'll have the fans in the stands. This was the first year, 2020 season was the first year I didn't go to the Ravens game in a long time.
Well, Soren has Gucci Mane's Guide to Greatness out now. He also has The History of Gangster Rap, so check out those. And he also has Unique Access Entertainment, so subscribe to their YouTube and watch some awesome rap interviews. He interviews everybody. He's so knowledgeable. And yeah, Soren, do you want to drop your Twitter handles or where people can follow you?
Yeah, you can follow me at Soren Baker, SorenBaker, and then Unique Access Entertainment is UNIQUEACCESSENT. Like Victoria said, please subscribe to Unique Access Entertainment. My two most recent books are The Gucci Mane Guide to Greatness, which I wrote with Gucci Mane, and then The History of Gangster Rap, which I wrote on my own. So, I'm always doing that. I do writing for Flood Magazine. Check them out. And for Rock the Bells, LL Cool J site. So, and then I'm just working on movies, television, and more books. So, keeping it moving and watching the Ravens.
Ravens. Yay. No, I'm so excited. I know that, you had History of Gangster Rap, and then the Gucci Mane book was so exciting too. So I'm always just excited to know what you're working on, and everything is just so encouraging. So thank you for your time, Soren, and you take care.
Thanks for having me, Victoria. Appreciate it.